Well, it may be the winter, but it's time for a run. I don't know about you, but I find running in the winter almost more fun. Because as much as it's cold when you start, it doesn't take long to get warm. And that's one thing you really got to take into consideration when you're getting dressed. Today, for instance, is -2, and all I'm wearing is sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt. Not a thick one either, pretty thin. But what that comes down to is knowing that after about a kilometer, maybe a bit more, you'll warm up quite a bit, just with that lovely blood flow. The other one to be quite mindful of is the footwear you choose. So for instance, today I'm kind of all over the place, but we're going with something like this, which is actually the trail running shoe that I use for the Spartan races as well. But enough of that, let's get to it. So off we go. We're using Strava in terms of mapping something out, which makes it a lot easier to know where you're going, well, at least unless you don't know where you're going on the map too. But really the big thing with the winter running, and why you want that extra traction with those shoes specifically, is the variation of terrain. That's, well, a bit of a surprise. Here, for instance, is quite clear, which is obviously pretty nice to see, but there's some sections that do get pretty icy, which you can actually see ahead now, minus the rocking back and forth. Now, the big thing with trail running and running in general, especially in the winter, I find is it's a lot easier to do because you can warm up, stay warm with relative ease, and if you're building on something that's a lot harder to build on for pace, because traction you really have to work for. The other big thing that it really works with is testing your agility in some cases as well, if you want to be selecting those contact points that you know you can plant your foot on for your next stride. So we're almost done with the trails here, and as we come through this tunnel, we're actually going to, well, the park itself. And this is really the beauty of using Strava, at least I find, is just the variation of mapping you can have. So for instance, if I wanted to stay in this park, for today we're doing 5K, but you could easily do a 20K run within this park. Thanks to, well, Strava knowing where everything is, because I sure as heck don't as of yet. It's a work in progress, it'll come in time.
And there we have it. That concludes our 5K run, for today at least. So that was approximately half an hour, and what's just as important as warming up and the run itself is a cool down. So because my run took about half an hour to complete, I'm going for a walk for, well, about 10 minutes. Just, let your body chill and come back as opposed to going door to door. I'm not really a huge fan of that. I just find you end up feeling like a potato afterwards. But anyway, you take care, and I'll see you soon.